When sending a cold email or doing a marketing campaign like that, I barely do enough research, and my team barely does enough research to write that first line. This video is brought to you by MailRush.io, a cold email automation tool. Stick around till the end to learn more, but for now, enjoy the video. Let's talk about some meeting prep mistakes that will ruin your B2B relationships. I am surprised with how many people go into meetings without doing any research. And actually, when I was a sales guy back in the day for that Inc. 5000 fastest growing company, I was surprised at how many of the salespeople on my own team would do a minute of research or look at the website of the customer they were calling right before the call. And while that's annoying to see your coworker do that, it's also an amazing opportunity. By doing just a little bit more prep, a little bit more research than the other person, you can succeed. And that's why I was the #1 sales guy the year that I worked there. I beat both co-founders. I beat the director of sales and every other sales guy on my team as a junior salesperson by doing just a little bit more prep work. In today's video, I want to talk about some things that you might be doing that are subtly destroying your meetings and how to fix them. The first thing is not doing any preparation or not doing enough preparation. And looking at the website of a potential client for a second or even looking at it while you're on the call does not count as preparation, by the way. As much as sales guys want to pretend that they can wing it, they can't. So normally what I'll do before a meeting is I will read an article about the prospect, the person I'm going to talk to, or listen to a podcast interview that they've had. In a lot of B2B roles, especially we're selling to a lot of people in the marketing space, a lot of these marketing managers will have interviews either at the current company or at the past company where they've talked about stuff. When I met with Godiva, one of the largest chocolate companies in the world, I met with them a few years ago, and I legitimately watched an entire documentary about them. Knew about where the company stood, knew about recent acquisitions. I even knew what the CEO's face looked like. Can you tell me what the CEO of Godiva looked like if you walked into the room? If you can't, you're not prepped enough. You don't deserve the meeting. So what you want to do is in your prep, especially if you have a big meeting that you're super hyped about, like we talk about in Email 10K, how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands. One of our clients got a meeting with TV Land, and they were able to land the deal because of all of this research that they put in. You don't want to be like all of the other people that are pitching them that haven't done any research. You want to be the one person that goes in there and is at the cutting edge because the ideas are going to be stronger. So get as close to the cutting edge about their company as possible. Do a lot of research. And this sounds like a lot of time, but these deals are worth it. We're talking about billion-dollar brands, right? These are 5-6-figure deals that we're trying to close here. This isn't like a $200 deal, but if you're still in that phase of your business where you're closing $200 deals, you should still be putting in this time. And yeah, you should be working to negotiate your price higher or raising your price or selling to a different customer base so that you can charge $2,000 or $20,000 instead of $200 for the same service. But that should not change your research process at all. So get to the cutting edge with the company by doing as much research as possible. And it's not enough to just grab all this info. The second part of this, and a big mistake most people make in their meetings by not being prepared, is they come in and they don't have any new ideas. So once you've done all of this research on their company, you have all of this backstory. You know more about the company and the history than a lot of the employees do at this point. Now you have the opportunity to use your experience in whatever space to innovate and come up with new ideas that they might never have thought of before. It's hard to have new ideas if you don't know the context. So even if a marketing company is pitching them and they've done marketing a million times and they come up with the same standard ideas that they're pitching everyone else, you will outcompete marketers that have 20 years of experience by just doing this. Because you have that context that will allow you to add subtleties to your ideas that the other marketers wouldn't have thought of. Because it's hard to have real new ideas if you don't know the context. And now, by doing all this research, you do know the context. What's great about the Fortune 500 is how much history they have available publicly and how much data there is about the actual companies that you can just look up. And that's one of the main reasons I like selling to them. I also like how much money they have versus small businesses. And that's one thing that we focus on heavily on this channel. So subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this. And check out our course Email 10K, where we talk in detail how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands. So do the research. Don't just stumble into these calls. One of the other things I want to talk about in this video is, when do you do all this research? Is it before you send a cold email, before you even reach out? Is it just for fun? Well, no. When sending a cold email or doing a marketing campaign like that, I barely do enough research, and my team barely does enough research to write that first line of the email, the custom compliment, which is less than 5 minutes. And we talked about first lines. You can actually grab our free doc here where we have examples of what that looks like. But then once that meeting is on the calendar, if we really want this client, and you should really want every client, if you really want this client, research out of them. This is on you. It's on you. Every deal that you lose, if the client can pay you, if they have cash, and they want the service you're offering, and you don't get that deal, that is on you. So accept that. That doesn't have anything to do with the client. If they have the cash and they need what you're offering and you can't close the deal, that is your fault, and it's something that you can fix. You don't need to be smart to do this, but you do need to put the time in. This video is brought to you by mailrush.io. If you need to send cold emails, or if your current provider isn't allowing you to send cold emails, you must get an account with mailrush.io. With mailrush.io, you can send bulk emailing campaigns on autopilot while avoiding blacklisting problems. Improve your sending reputation with your own dedicated IP. And they'll include a free customized IP warm-up schedule with your dedicated IP account. Get 30% off the first month with the promo code COLDEMAIL. In addition to the discount, you can also open a free trial account with a sending credit of 1,000 emails. All right, back to the video. Thanks for watching the video. Feel free to subscribe for more content like this. Like this video to encourage this type of content on YouTube. How are you doing when it comes to meeting prep? Let me know down in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. Thanks for watching the video. I'm Alex Berman.